Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am talking about Sorry to Bother You, the latest film directed by Boots Riley, starring Keith Stanfield and Tessa Thompson. I was asked a question recently that kind of set with me a little bit in my personal life. A family member of mine asked me, do I even like films anymore? Do I even enjoy watching movies now? Because for the last 4 or 5 years, I have been analyzing films, studying movies, and really picking apart things when it comes to filmmaking. And I'm very particular about movies. Things I like, things I don't like, things I am very vocal about in terms of what I don't like, or things that I really do like. And the question came up with, do I even enjoy movies anymore? Can I just watch movies and be entertained by them? And I really didn't know how to answer that question. Until I saw Sorry to Bother You. Yes, I can enjoy movies. I don't want to ruin too much about the main story because this is a film that when you see it, the less you know, the better. This is a film about a man played by Lakeith Stanfield who goes into the telemarketing business to provide for his family and to try to find some kind of purpose to his bum kind of lifestyle. And that's all I'm going to say, because the rest of the movie is so incredibly well thought out, but not just to the point of getting detailing, to the point of just exploring cinema. This movie could not exist in a book, or in a play, or maybe on an art canvas. You would not be able to completely understand it. It needed to be told through film. This movie has such a basic concept. Someone who's starting off in the rag side of the world, who has really nothing to their name, no money, they're borrowing a car from a family member, and they're trying to progress in the corporate ladder, trying to get some kind of wealth so they can be secure and well supported. Boots Riley had such a great command of this movie. This is a movie where the person went out and they made the film that they wanted to make. And it's great. They did such a good job, and they have such a understanding of what it is that they need to create, what they need to help boost their story. This is Boots Riley's first film directing. And it's so impressive to see just how much he commands with directing and commands the audience to pay attention and get this story. And the actors have the entire ensemble have such a great respect for the material. There was a lot more celebrities in this film, like well-known actors, than I thought there would be in a film like this. One where it's just a first-time director, but man, it was so... It felt genuine. People seemed like they cared about this, because I'm pretty sure they did. The lead is so good in this movie. I don't know what it is, but he just has this magnetism that is just so attachable. You just want to care about this guy and care about his journey. That's the character that is written and the performance working together, meshing together. And it goes for every character. I especially love the soundtrack to this movie. This was one of the first times that I really just took notice that the music was having such an impact on how I was watching the movie. And then I realized, this is all original score. I've never heard these songs before. This was made for this movie. It's the same feeling I got from The Hateful Eight. The score to that movie just sent chills through me, but this one was like energy, and it energized me in such a way that keeps me up at night and wanting to talk about this movie right now. And it stayed with me throughout from being in the theater to walking back to my car to getting back home. And that was a 20-minute drive, and it still was driving me. That being said, there is one thing in this movie that, looking back, I fail to see the urgency of it. It does have to do with Tessa Thompson. It's not the scene, if you've seen the movie, that you're thinking about, where she's on a stage. It's actually right after that. There's a moment that we kind of saw building up, and then it happens, and it's like, oh, okay. But it never really causes more of a conflict. And that's what I think Boots Riley was trying to achieve. He didn't want this thing to be such a distracting force from the main story, but at the same time, it does bring into question why it was in there in the first place. It didn't do anything for me for her character or the secondary character that it involves, and it didn't do anything to either detract or increase the story, and that's the only issue I really had with it. So, ranking this movie, I do want to change something up. I do not want to go to this typical scoring with a number that I usually do. Instead, I want to suggest a way that you should see this movie. So here is the ranking that I will be giving films from now on. Own It, which is the highest tier I can give something for you to see it now and forever. See it in theaters, which means that it is worth the price of admission of a very expensive movie ticket. Rent it, and this is more going on the lines of paying money to rent something. Netflix it, which is basically if you see it with your streaming service cost, if you see it while you're paying for a monthly subscription and it's there, you could, but you don't have to. And finally, don't even bother. Just walk away. Sorry to Bother You absolutely deserves a see it in theaters, and if you love the filmmaking on display in this movie and how it tells its story, absolutely go for it to own it and add it to your collection, guys. It is well worth your time. Very quickly, I do want to give a few shout-outs. The one video in particular that made me want to see this film in theaters is one belonging to the Screen Junkies. They are a group on YouTube that basically talks about movie news. They are the ones that are most famously known for movie fights and the honest trailers. If you've ever seen their work, you know what I'm talking about. And they actually have a conversation with Boots Riley on this film. It was very intriguing seeing them discuss with Boots on the state of Hollywood ideas and also talk about his film. If you want to check it out, there is a link in the description below. And finally, I would like to give a shout out to my friend Curtis Pollard. Curtis is a friend of mine from high school, and we recently reconnected because he was showing a few art pieces in a local venue here in Edmonton. Here is a photo of him in front of some of his art pieces, and seeing him was a fantastic time. He is such a wonderful guy. Seeing his art and seeing how much he really loved talking about it and showing it off with just some wonderful artists, I really, really think he's going to do a great job with his career, and I really hope he pursues it because he's got such a fantastic talent. And if you guys ever have a chance to search up his name, check out some of his pieces, if you ever have a chance to support him, please do. I really want to see him grow in this venture and any of his other ventures because he's well worth your time, and he's just a all-around phenomenal guy. As always, guys, I thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Sorry to Bother You. If you've seen it, if you're excited to see it, please let me know. I can't wait to hear it. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, take care.